My name is Angela.
My name is Nicole.
And welcome to the Ominous Stitch podcast. Hello, Stitchers!
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Ominous Stitch podcast.
Woo, woo.
Woohoo! We are ready. We are fired up for today.
I'm on coffee.
Lots of coffee. We are happy girls today.
Yes.
So watch out because this is going to be a wild ride.
I'm already laughing. I'm sorry. I won't laugh anymore.
No, laugh. It's good. People, I love to laugh. No, people love it.
You're funny.
Yeah.
What's got you in stitches?
Okay, so my stitch is kind of crazy, and I'm gonna have to give a little shout out to Kate because
Shout
I was
out.
thinking about you the whole time. Because Kate Kate will write us.
Yes.
For
Thank
those
you.
of you who don't know, Kate is one of our patrons,
Woo, woo.
and she chats with us quite often, which we love.
Yes.
So I feel like I know her, even though I've never met her. So it's awesome.
It's cool.
But anyway, so Kate recently reached out to us and shared with us an exciting adventure that happened basically in her front yard. She was doing her cross stitch
That's right.
and she watched somebody go through her neighbor's garage, I think is what it was.
Was it storming or is it snow?
Snow. And
That's
they plowed through somebody's her neighbor's garage and so she had to talk to the police and tell them
Yes.
everything. I'm like, I can't do that because I freeze.
Your fight or flight response
My
is
fight or flight is deer.
deer to headlights.
I'm like, "Ugh." And so I freeze. So I had a moment where I could have been a Kate, but I tried and I know I wasn't.
No.
So it's been raining
Yes.
lately. So it was kind of in between storm cells, but the roads were very slippery and very wet.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving to get groceries and I was on a very busy street and I was at a stoplight. And then there was a left turn lane next to me and somebody was in the left turn lane, but like a car ahead of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it was like a car ahead of me and then also to my left. Okay.
Got it.
And somebody was turning onto the road that I was on and they lost control and slammed into that car.
Oh, no.
Right. So I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
because it could have been me. So deer in headlights,
No.
Angela
You
popped
froze.
up and I was just like,
No.
I'm like, and if, I'm like, that could have been me and
Seriously.
I can't go anywhere because I'm stopped. And so like, there's nothing I could have done. I couldn't try to get out of the way and avoid it. I
No.
would have been stuck.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me, but I was still deer in headlights. And I'm like, no, gotta be Kate. And I'm like looking at the truck and it was like a goldish, tannish colored truck.
Okay.
And I think it was a Tundra. And I'm
Look
like
at you,
looking at the
memory.
guy and I'm like, okay, he's wearing a baseball hat. I didn't do the one thing that was the most important thing to do was look at his license plate, right?
Oh my gosh.
That would have been like the best thing for me to do.
Right.
So Kate, I'm sorry. I feel like I failed you because I didn't get his license
You're not a
plate
detective
number.
enough.
No.
It's okay. It's okay. That
But I'm like,
happens.
I was like trying to do details instead of just going, whoa, deer in headlights. But yeah, that was my like, wake up. Things are happening.
That's crazy.
And I'm going to just kind of do a little squirrel here. My animals are mad at me right now because the seat next to me is taken with all of my crochet. And they're like, but Mom, I want to sit next to you. You're podcasting. And I'm like, nope, it's for my yarn. It's for my crochet.
Sorry, Rose.
You can't podcast right here. And both of my animals, like my cat suddenly has become way more friendly. He's all over the place now.
It. He's so nice now. Look at him.
No. He's like, haha, I'm up here. Okay.
Hey.
But anyway, so that was my stitch. It was a wild ride.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's scary. I don't know what I would do. What would you do? Like,
Yeah, Stitchers, what would you do? You can email us at theominousstitch@gmail.com.
I think I'd freeze too.
Yeah.
But I think my adrenaline, because I get these big rushes, I probably go out and start like trying to help people.
You would?
Yeah.
Not me. I'm like, just
so
keep
sure.
going. Just keep swimming, swimming. Just keep swimming.
What would you do?
That's me.
Oh gosh.
I would text my husband, which I did as soon as I got to the grocery store. I was
Good.
like,
Yeah. Tell somebody.
and he immediately called. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yes, it didn't happen to me at all.
But you witnessed it.
I witnessed it. Yeah,
And that's pretty traumatizing.
yeah,
I get it.
And it wasn't a bad crash. They were both able to drive away and move out of the way, and it was fine.
But still,
I was like, oh.
No. Could have been you.
Could have been me.
Whew. You got lucky.
I did. Yeah. It was a wake-up call. Just like, pay attention to the road.
Oh my gosh. You know what though? At least we don't have snow. Like rain, yes, it sucks, but I couldn't do it in snow.
I don't know how people, I mean, the roads around here, because you know, you guys, I live off of an unpaved road.
Road is crazy.
They get slippery. Yes. Oh yeah, when it rains, they wash out. We definitely have some rivers that happen. But I was driving, I have a voice student who lives in my neighborhood, and she walks to lessons. And I was like, no, you're not going to walk because it's way too muddy.
Yeah.
And she did walk over to her lesson, and I wasn't expecting her, because normally when it's rainy, I'm like, you can't come because I don't want you walking in the rain. Well, she came anyway, and I was like, so I like literally took her shoes and washed them during the lesson and cleaned off her feet, because she was wearing flip-flops, because she's so sweet, but she was wearing flip-flops, and I'm like, you cannot stop doing this.
Kids are invincible.
So I cleaned her feet for her and washed her shoes, and after the lesson, I'm like, I'm driving you back. And her road is definitely a dirt road, and I was sliding as I was driving. I was like, dude, this is like snow.
Wow.
I'm like, oh
that's
my
scary.
Gosh. Yeah, it was scary.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
But yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're all good.
I'm fine. We're fine. You're all fine.
Yeah. We're all fine.
We're all fine.
Fine. So Nicole,
yes,
what's got you in stitches?
Dude.
Yeah.
I woke up and experienced a family sitcom without a laugh track.
No. Did you ever watch? There was a sitcom that came on, and it was kind of a hybrid between a sitcom and like a drama show.
Ooh.
And so I forget what it's called, but
what was it on?
It was a girl that was in Schitt's Creek. Okay. And I don't know what channel it was on. I only watched a few episodes of it, but it'd alternate between her life being in a sitcom, because her husband was a slob and very like Homer Simpson like. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So her husband is a slob and very Homer Simpson like. Okay. Everything revolved around him, and he was like crazy.
Oh, did she like break into musicals? This wasn't different.
No, she didn't break into musicals, but like sometimes it would be him and his buddies being goofy and dumb, and a laugh track was going on, and everything was like bright and very sitcom-y.
Oh, crazy.
And then she would snap into reality, and then it would be like darker and no laugh track, and just her like going inside of her head.
Yes.
What is this show called, guys? Because it was.
I think I know what you're talking about, but
yeah, it was cool.
Okay.
It was really crazy, but it was cool. But
that's
yes,
how it feels
so
to me.
It's like a sitcom,
my brain
but
is
reality, and no laugh track, and just like we're flashing into the real side. Okay.
Yes,
time in. Go.
Yeah, it replaced laughter with screaming.
Oh no. Oh no!
Just screaming.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay. So, what happened?
Yeah.
What
so
happened?
we were in a rush to all get somewhere, and I hear, "Mom, come in here now!" I'm like screaming, right? And so I run in, and I go into our bathroom, and the floor is flooded. It's completely flooded.
What happened?
So my husband's like, your son, and he can't like talk, and he's pissed, and I'm looking down, and I start screaming like, what happened? Like I'm like freaking out, and my biggest one's like,
your older one?
Yes.
It's not. Oh,
I know.
I thought it would be the younger one.
Right. You think so? Yeah. No. And he's like, I'm sorry.
Oh,
like
no.
freaking out. Apparently he's naked too.
Oh no. Bless his little heart. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. So I'm like rushing back and forth. We're like, it's like the sitcom thing where you're like, what do you do? You're like panicking.
Yeah.
My husband throws towels at me, and we're like trying to clean up the floor while I'm like
because
yelling.
You're like trying to get out of the house.
Like we were trying to all go somewhere. And I'm so mad. And so I'm like, time is like, of course, and it's like we're all rushing, and the little one is just sitting there like, I'm sorry, Mom. Like they're always trying to balance each other out. It's hilarious. But like we couldn't get an explanation. What exactly happened? Like he says he was like plunging and plunger.
Yeah, using the plunger.
Yeah, it's dry. So like what is he doing? He's flushing.
He's just flushing it. He's just flushing.
And he called us so late, and my husband's like trying to yell at him, like, what are you doing? Why are you taking so long? Because this happened yesterday too. We're like, why are you in the bathroom so long?
Yeah.
That's another story.
Oh,
anyway.
Because he's a teenager.
I don't know. It's my
teenager.
husband's kid at this point now. No, I don't want to deal with that. No. Okay. But yeah, it was gross. So I'm in a whole new outfit.
A whole new outfit.
And I had to go and like just change everything, and we had to wait longer though, because we had to wash the carpets right away because all the mats. So we're sitting there waiting for those, and then we could have gone, and then we had to leave. But
oh no. It's okay. Deep breaths. You're fine.
I'm okay.
Everything's okay.
Everything's fine. We're all fine. We're okay.
It's funny now, right?
Yes,
We can laugh about it now.
But holy crap, being a parent, everybody, is like.
Because the toilet always clogs and floods when you're in a rush or when there's company over.
Yes. Yeah.
That's when it happens.
Yeah,
that's when it happens for us
right?
too. Yeah. The kids are now old enough to be like, okay, we don't flush it 100 times. We understand that if it's clogged and it's not going down, we get a parent.
And that's what we told him. Yeah. We were like, okay, I'm mad, but this is a learning experience. Tell us, like, don't try to keep, I know you're trying to help. Yeah. But you don't know what you're doing. Like,
yeah.
So, anyway.
That was a big learning curve being here because we're on a septic system here and we're like, less toilet paper, kids. Way less toilet paper.
Right. That's probably use what less toilet
paper.
Probably like wadding it up.
Yeah. I was watching her relive the whole thing on her face right now, guys. I need to hand her some yarn. She needs to crochet.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes. I am so looking forward to showing you today's stitch.
I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I found a cheat code in crochet and it's the coolest thing. I'm so in love with Tunisian crochet.
She loves it so much. She like texted me a few days ago. Like I bought the hooks. Or it was like almost a week ago. Right?
Yeah. It was right after I showed you how to do the simple stitch in Tunisian crochet. So
and she's
last
like,
episode,
I'm gonna go buy some hooks.
I'm buying the hooks. I'm hooked on this. I'm buying the hooks.
And she showed me. They're insane. They look like knitting needles.
They do. But they're hooks.
Crazy.
You just they're really long.
But we should stop because we're
getting
ahead of
into
ourselves
stitch time.
Again.
Okay. All right. So should we get to stitch time then?
Yes.
Okay. I'm so excited. Let's get stitching. Okay, Stitchers. So we are back in the wonderful world of Tunisian crochet.
Ooh, ooh.
I am so excited for this.
I know you. I've never. Okay, no, I know you. I see you excited. I've seen you excited before. I've never seen you this excited about a crochet stitch. Yes, because
it's a cheat code. You guys, we are learning the knit stitch in Tunisian crochet, and I tell you what, it is knitting. It is crazy. A very tight knit stitch.
Yes.
It's thick, but it looks like if you are wearing a sweater right now, look at your knit because that's what this is.
You know what's great about this is I love both sides. I actually like the bumpy side more.
Yeah, the back side is it's not a double-sided stitch. It is a single-sided stitch, but the back side is all bumpy and it's cool.
So cool. So if I do this, when I do this,
yes, when you do this,
I'm going to do this. I want to do the sweater based off of that one.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is your knit stitch. Ooh. Like it is thick, it is tight. Okay, because my issue with normal crochet is that like when you're crocheting, there's holes.
Yeah,
and so you're like you always have to wear an undershirt.
Yeah.
With this, no, there's no holes. It is tight. It is knit.
But now, what's the thread size on this?
So I'm using a chunky yarn right now.
Okay.
So I have a chunky yarn and I have a size 6 Tunisian crochet hook.
Okay.
And like these hooks are long.
They're really long.
This one I think is 20 stitches. I did make a mistake and I did increase a couple, like you can see down here, there's a couple little increases because I went into the stitch wrong or I went into it twice. I don't know how to increase yet. I don't know how to decrease yet. I just know how to do this stitch. So I'm learning. You guys are learning with me. But I'm like so excited. So the difference between this knit stitch and last week's stitch when we were learning the simple Tunisian crochet stitch is in the simple stitch, you go in through the first bar like that, right?
Right.
In knit stitch, you go between the front bar and the back bar.
Ooh.
That's it. So you insert it in between and pull up a loop.
Okay.
Insert between and pull up a loop. So you're going between the front bar and the back bar. That's the back bar right there. I'm going in between them and pulling up a loop. So front bar, back bar is on the back side of my hook.
I'm watching. So you're really going through the back. Like,
yeah, you're going through the back.
That's crazy. Okay.
So you're going through the whole stitch. You're going through the front.
So that's why it's so
front
thick.
bar and the back bar, right?
You're going through a lot.
And so you do that all the way down. And then when you get to the end, it's exactly the same as a simple stitch. So you go through the last 2 posts in the last stitch, right? And then when you're going through the back pass, so that's the forward pass, is you're going between the front bar and the back bar and pulling up loop all the way down for the forward pass.
Got it.
For the back pass, it's the same thing. You pull through the first loop for that first stitch, and then it's yarn over, pull through 2 all the way back. And it
same thing.
Creates the knit.
That's so cool.
So the difference between this stitch and the other stitch is how you enter the stitch.
Wow.
And I realized that I did not talk about casting off last time. And so I'm learning this too. I haven't actually done it yet, but what I learned is it's basically like you're just doing a crochet.
Oh, okay.
So to cast off, and I'm gonna cast off on this row. So I would enter that stitch like that, right? And then I pulled up a loop, and then I'd yarn over and pull through 2, and then I have 1 loop on my hook, and then I do the same thing. I enter that next loop, yarn over, and then pull through 2, and then I'm casting off. Do you see that?
Right.
The cool thing about Tunisian crochet is that when you are done, it's just V's the whole way around. And so if you want to connect this with any other crochet, you're going to have it's going to be V's the whole way around.
That's so easy.
Right?
Oh, it's so cool.
And like, you don't have to do a border on it if you can, if you want to, but you can connect it to anything that you want because you have the regular crochet V's everywhere.
I love crocheting.
This is like the coolest thing.
We're such geeks. I love this.
I know. I'm so in love with Tunisian crochet, and I'm so in love with finding all kinds of new things to do with it. I love this knit stitch. This is the coolest thing.
You found your love.
Well, I mean, I love crochet. I love all kinds of crochet. This is just a new way to crochet, and it absolutely is a hybrid between crochet and
knitting.
knit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't good at knitting because I kept dropping stitches. But like with this, it's all on your hook, so you really can't drop them.
Yeah.
So I
love this. And so she wants to make a sweater, right?
I want to make a sweater. So I'm going to try to make a pattern. So I might be calling out to you stitchers who crochet to maybe test the pattern once I figure out how to do it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's going to take a little bit of a while because I've never written a pattern before, but I'm so excited.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, we're trying. This is our challenge for this year is write patterns.
Write patterns.
Yay.
You know what but I sent this meme to Instagram post to Angela and it was like, so I'm going to spend $450 and all my time making the sweater when I could have bought it for like $50.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's what we love to do. We torture ourselves. That's the artist in ourselves. We're like, we're going to make this. I'm not going to buy it.
I'm not going to buy a $50 sweater. I'm going to spend $150 on yarn
at least.
And countless hours trying to make this sweater.
It's going to come out okay.
And it will come out okay. Some sleeves might be tighter or smaller than the other ones.
And it's going to be all right because I made it.
Yep. It will be mine.
That's our love.
It will be unique. It will be the one and only.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, and then see how I'm casting off and it makes the V's on top.
So freaking
cool. It's cool. I love this. You guys. I'm so happy.
We're so happy.
Okay. I'm sure I'm not going to be happy here in a second because we're going into story time and I can only imagine what this is. Is it fun?
I mean, what I find fun is probably masochistic to others. I don't know. But this is fun to me.
I had to pull way off on the mic on that one because that was so funny. What I find fun is masochistic. Like, what? I love you, Nicole.
I love spooky things.
I know you do.
And I like making myself scared and others. So
okay. Well, I'm so excited because I don't know what story time is. So I'm excited to find out.
But it's a little related. Actually, the movie that we will review soon.
Yeah.
I chose it because of the setting.
Yeah. Oh, in the prison.
It's the only horror movie I found like that had like in the prison.
Okay. Because like I'm like, this could be based on, because I get clues on what we're talking about based on the movie.
Yeah, because I don't tell her every time.
She doesn't tell me. And so I'm like watching the movie and I'm like, okay, serial killer. okay, we're doing like, is it a demon? Is it not a demon? Are we possessed? Are we not possessed? Multiple personalities? Like, what are we dealing with here?
This is face value.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
So it's story time?
It's story time.
Okay, so as the episode shows, and after Angela's actually edited it, so she'll know this, we're going to haunted prisons.
Haunted prisons.
Yes.
Okay. I'm excited now. I like this. I was nervous.
Face
like,
value.
are we doing demons? I don't want to do possession.
No.
Okay.
We've done that.
Or serial killers. That's scary too.
Yeah.
I know we do those, but anyway.
They're going to be in here. I mean, there's
I'm
murders.
sure.
And,
I'm sure.
but I'm not going to talk about all their too much.
Prisons.
But haunted prisons. And you know me, I like when I start to do rabbit holes, I start like digging a lot up and then I get excited.
Yeah.
So.
Not me. I'm very surface value. I'm like Wikipedia and then maybe a couple other sites. But Nicole just like, go.
No, I find
you
everything.
dive deep.
I
You're
try.
good.
I love it. It's fun. And so this is going to probably be at least a 2-part series. Okay.
Yay. Okay.
All right. So the first haunted prison we're going to is the Crumlin Road Gaol in Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh. You know what it looks like? It looks
Yeah.
like it's the Kirkbride model.
Yes. So
Okay.
this model, we've
like
talked to. You're
hitting
good.
her.
Yeah.
I remember things.
But it is kind of at the same time it's not. And this
Okay.
actually, after I did a bunch of research, I don't know. You know what? I don't know if this was there before the one I'm going to talk about in the second one. But anyway, we'll come back to that. So I'm going to post pictures of this. It's cool. So, hey, Angela.
Yeah.
If you could do it all over again, would you consider getting married in an old prison?
No, I don't want to get married in a prison. No, I very much love my beach wedding.
Okay.
Yes.
You wouldn't take it back, huh?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So Crumlin Road Gaol in Belfast, this old prison, you can rent as an alternative wedding venue.
Oh my gosh. Why? To the ball and chain?
Money. Oh, hey, dad jokes. Okay. But look.
Oh no.
Look. They have like nice tables and chairs in this like creepy
But
old.
it's a prison. No. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
It's, I guess, pretty if you weren't thinking about where you are. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it is pretty cool to have your wedding in an old prison. Yeah. But an old prison that may be haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was thinking to myself, like, it'd be fun
This is a crazy wedding. If it was like maybe my
like closest
if I was
friends.
renewing my vows and I don't know. And
Yeah.
we just thought it would be
Cool.
funny. I don't think so. I don't know.
Crumlin Road Gaol. Okay. Or the Crum. And hilariously enough, Angela,
Yes.
it's spelled Gaol. Gaol. So
Goal?
see, no, Gaol.
Gaol.
So
Gowl.
in my head, I was like, oh, it's a gale. No, it's jail.
Oh.
And I was like, I
Interesting.
had to look it up. I was like, what's the pronunciation of this? So I learned something new every day.
Jail.
Gaol in Ireland is jail.
Interesting.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. I was in my head. I was laughing. So it was
In my head. In my head. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, but not zombies. Okay. So the
Not yet. We might get to zombies sometime.
That'd be cool. The conception of this jail was around 1841, and Charles Lanyon based the layout on that of the Pentonville prison in London, which was the first jail designed to be operated on a system of solitary confinement.
Oh.
Okay. Now, funny enough, though, it says it's from that one, but the one I'm going to talk about in the second episode or the second part of it, Eastern State Penitentiary. I'm getting a hold of myself. So, hey, be ready for episode 2. But they say they're the first ones that came up with this. Anyway, so
fight me.
Yeah. We'll go into that later.
Okay.
So premise was to be built out of black basalt rock and upon 10 acres to house up to 550 prisoners. Okay. It's a small prison.
Okay.
The prison was finished by 1845 and the first prisoners marched into the prison in 1846 was a total about 106 inmates. Okay. 6 were awaiting deportation, 17 services service sentences, and 6 of these were described as lunatics. And the remainder were awaiting trial.
So it's nice that it is way underpopulated. It's
for now.
Not
yeah.
For now. I know. If it's going to follow anything like American prisons,
things
it's going to be
crazy.
Insanely overcrowded.
Most likely, yes. By 1850, a courthouse was completed on the other side of the road, but the 2 buildings were connected by an underground tunnel.
Ooh.
Yeah. June 21st, 1854. The first execution was held in the prison. Robert Henry O'Neill, a soldier. Now, crazy fact about this. O'Neill was hanged in his military uniform, but an executioner in a convict's uniform. So
they flipped?
Kinda.
That's weird.
Yeah. So in 1853, O'Neill murdered Corporal Robert Brown because he reported him for a minor misconduct. He got so mad.
He murdered somebody for a minor misconduct.
Yeah. This guy
Talk about overreaction, Karen.
temper.
Come on.
He's super bad temper. Now, O'Neill tried to run, but was caught and arrested. On the day of his execution, he requested to have it done in his military uniform, which was approved. And yes, his executioner was a prisoner.
Oh.
So there you go.
Okay. Well, that's interesting that they let a prisoner execute him.
Right?
Interesting.
Strange.
Huh.
Yeah.
Very strange.
20,000 people came to see the execution.
Whoa.
Nothing else to do, man.
Why? I don't
'Cause
want to
that
watch
was
somebody
TV.
like kill somebody. Oh, I know it is TV.
That was TV for them back then, man. His body and 14 others are still interred in unmarked graves on the grounds of the Crum.
Ooh, no.
No. We know that's
I want to know where they
bad.
are. I want to know where they are.
No, we don't, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah. May 9th, 1927. 4 prisoners escaped the prison, this is a common thing among all these prisons. Now, they were the first, but certainly not the last, because in 1941, 1943, 1971, and 1981, more prisoners escaped, totaling 52.
Ooh.
Yeah. The Crumlin Road Gaol closed its doors to prisoners in 1996 and sat empty and vacant until 2010.
When they decided to start hosting weddings.
Yeah. Exactly.
So weird.
Exactly. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's a tourist attraction and in venue for musicians, weddings, conferences, etc. Conferences. You
No,
can have a
why do you want to
conference
have a
in a
conference
jail?
in the jail?
That's kind of like actually, I'd do it. Be like, I'm going to go ghost
okay,
hunt.
if they're all like single cells, then I guess
Yeah.
maybe it's easy to convert those into private rooms. I don't know.
I think those are all closed off, and I think they're just using the main like hallways. I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Weird, man.
Seriously.
That's so weird.
Now, lastly, the crazy facts before we talk about the paranormal events.
Okay.
Children were imprisoned in the Crum until the early 1900s for minor crimes like petty theft.
Oh,
So if you stole like an apple, you were put in jail.
Oh no!
what
I
the
guess
heck?
maybe you learn your lesson. Hopefully,
I don't know. I feel like I'd be traumatized as a kid.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
all these people who do worse crimes.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
seriously. Now,
Huh.
prisoners had to hide their faces behind a veil while out of their cell in case they could tell friends and families of the guards and how they look.
Oh.
Tell them, hey, this guard looks like this. If you see him, go, whack him for me.
Oh.
So they had to wear veils. Another common thread
Interesting.
of prisons. Okay, November 1991, there was a conflict in Northern Ireland dubbed the Troubles. So this involved Republican and loyalist paramilitaries, British security forces, and civil rights groups. So they were just fighting for a really long time. Okay. A bomb went off at the prison, which killed 2 loyalist paramilitaries and injured 8 others. So the Troubles that whole time claimed roughly 3,500 lives.
Oh,
So
man.
they were just internal conflict this whole time.
Ah.
Crazy. Okay. Those buried in unmarked graves were thought to be buried within the prison walls as a way to keep the prisoners' souls from moving on to find peace in the afterlife.
Mean.
Like,
Mean.
Super mean.
so
Like,
mean.
we're going to think about your physical body and your spiritual body.
Why you
can't go
gotta
anywhere.
be so mean?
So rude.
Sorry, I'm hitting my mic. Sorry, guys.
You're all good.
Yep.
She's making her blanket. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good. Anyway, more than 25,000 prisoners were held in the Crum. 17 were executed. 2 of those bodies were reinterred in Milltown Cemetery. So that's what I said. 15 of those bodies weren't. Okay.
Yeah.
So to this day, the alleged phenomena that people have experienced are disembodied voices, footsteps, objects that move on their own accord, and doors slamming. Now, supposedly, the underground tunnel that connects the prison and courthouse is one of the most haunted regions of the area.
Dude, I bet.
I don't want to go through there because
no, we should do it. You and me will run through it together.
Okay, we'll run. We'll just run. But yeah, that's how they took the prisoners back and forth, so they wouldn't have to be outside. So goes to the courthouse, goes to prison, back and forth. Even when the prison was active, there were claims of seeing a gray figure in that tunnel.
Ooh.
Yeah, juju spirit. Now, in the D wing, people report seeing the ghost of a man who stands in the doorways and watches visitors.
Creeper.
Yeah, just chilling there. Now, from spiritedisle.ie in 2016, a paranormal investigation went down. An entire group of people in this investigation witnessed a heavy steel door closing on its own accord. Then, strange noises were detected with their digital recording equipment.
Ooh.
Yeah. During the exploration of the Crum, the tour guides mentioned there were 2 children that were supposedly haunting the prison.
Aww.
Yeah, a little boy and little girl named Isabel. One of the investigators snapped some photos, and when she checked everything at home, she found a young girl standing in a doorway to one of the cells.
I have chills, and I haven't even seen the picture, and you have the picture, and I haven't even seen it, and I have chills. Oh.
She's hitting me. There's a little girl.
Little light love pets.
Oh, thank
little
you.
light love
Thank
pets.
you.
But yeah,
Thank
you guys,
you.
there is a girl standing in and she's wearing a long dress.
Yep.
And that's very
You can see
creepy.
it. You can see the outline of her.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
I don't like it. Oh my gosh.
It's a little girl.
Little girls should not be in the prison.
No. I don't know why.
Isabel.
Like, that's weird to me when there's like a little child spirit. Like, where did they come from?
Well, I mean, there's a whole belief
they were
that
holding kids there at one point too.
They were holding kids there, but then there's also that whole belief that little girls are really demons in disguise, right?
True that. Yeah, that could be creepy. In 2019, Sarah Murphy from Cork was visiting the Crumlin Road Gaol with her parents and daughter, and on tour, they were supposed to go down the C wing, so she decided to snap some photos of the B wing, which was off limits and in complete darkness. When she left, she checked her photos after and found something odd in one of the photos. Knowing absolutely no one was in that corridor, she swears it's a ghost in a uniform.
Okay. Oh, we have a picture. I don't like the hat.
Yeah, see, you see a hat.
I don't
so
like
clearly,
the hat.
Right?
No, it's oh no, and then you can see the face and the nose and the eye,
Yes,
and then you see like a kind of a cloak.
It's
thing.
still see through.
Yes, I don't like that.
That's creepy. Huh?
Oh my gosh, it's just looming there.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, he's just because it's creepy energy there. That energy just manifested. Oh, and it's never gonna leave.
Oh my heart, man! You guys.
So
that's the weirdest thing to me. Where it's like it's a hat.
It's a hat,
and it's a person, and you can definitely see
outline.
it. It's like. There's no, oh man.
Yeah, it's creepy. Now, this is the same location where a phantom prison warden makes his rounds. Is that the
warden
person?
It could be because the hat feels very wardenish to me.
It's very military or, very official.
Yeah.
Now, there are reports of seeing a dark entity in a padded cell in the B wing. Others report in the same cell feeling uneasy and even being touched or shoved while they're the B wing.
B wing.
Yeah, not cool.
Don't go to the B wing.
So then on Reddit, Raspberry 101 posted this 5 years ago. You ready?
Uh-huh.
I recently visited the Crumlin Road Gaol in Belfast for the very first time. We were on a regular day tour, and the guide took us beyond cell block C and out the doors to the back jail yard. For a few good minutes, my friend and I, both females, had heard this really loud whistling.
Oh.
It was as if someone was whistling 3 to 4 distinct notes with a few pauses in between. It was still heard throughout the tour guide's conversation. It only stopped once we moved away from the area. At first, I thought maybe this was part of the tour from a recorder in another section of the building, but we never came to such a section. Later, we asked the tour guide, and she mentioned that this sort of whistling has been heard before, thought to be a spirit. We asked two couples to see if they heard anything. Only the females from the couples had heard this.
Oh. Nope.
I'm gone.
Oh no. I don't like it.
She's laughing because she's so uncomfortable.
I know. I don't like it. That's creepy.
Right? Yeah, no. And then I know you have to read through all the other comments. So I was actually looking through, and most people are always trying to discredit things. And they're like, oh, well, females hear better than males. So you probably heard something like a bird. Like, we're like, but no.
Stop it. No.
So that's the Crumlin Jail Road. Okay. Now,
that's a good one.
Yes.
Don't get married there.
Don't go. I don't want you to go there. No, that's so weird.
I don't want to get whistled at. I don't want to be catcalled up by ghosts.
That's creepy, right?
Yeah.
All right. So number 2 and the last one, because I did a lot more. I didn't do a lot more. There's just a lot more on this next prison.
Okay. I'm ready. Yeah.
We're going to Alcatraz. Yeah.
Alcatraz. Have you ever been?
Yes.
So I haven't been to. I've been to San Francisco and I've seen it, but I've never taken a tour over to Alcatraz.
That's our next trip.
Okay.
Mom trip.
Okay.
Because it's creepy. It's really creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went there. You know, it's funny. I put this in my notes. I went there in 2003 or 2002, one of those years. I went with my, or 2001, my roommates. I'm like,
2 or
3.
Go
down. It's actually, I think it's 2001. So I had new roommates in college. I moved out of the dorms. They were so awesome. 2 ladies were so sweet. And we all took a road trip down. We visited my aunt down here in Riverside. We went to Disneyland, but on our way down or up, I forgot which way, we went to Alcatraz, I think.
Cool.
So it's cool. Anyway, so you take a boat trip over and you tour it, and it's so neat, and we have to go.
Okay, I'll go.
This place is crazy.
I'm sure we could do a gajillion ghost tours in San Francisco.
That would be fun.
I think that would be really
cool.
Let's
do that.
Okay.
All right.
Because
it's closer.
Mom trip.
We can even take a train again.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Going up north?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about it later.
All right.
Okay. Plans.
We're planning it. If any of you guys want to go to San Francisco.
or say hi to us there.
Yay.
Yeah. All right. So Alcatraz Penitentiary, okay, was not originally intended to be like a prison, okay? It was more of a naval defense fortification. Then it turned into a military jail. Then, and I'll go into it, a different thing, okay?
Yeah.
But crazy enough, the Miwok Indians had always been scared of Alcatraz, believing the barren sandstone rock in the San Francisco Bay to be inhabited by evil spirits.
Interesting.
Right? So they felt bad juju already coming from it.
Bad juju on that rock.
Yeah.
Listen to Native Americans. They've
been here for the longest.
Insanely in tune with the land. So
right.
They know.
Right. What's happening. So yeah. Then the U.S. Army decided to use the area as a residence for military offenders. There was a barracks there that was used as the initial jail in 1959. And then the early years of very diverse group of prisoners. Not 1959, math, 1859. Okay, sorry.
Hashtag because math.
Early years of very diverse group of prisoners were housed, which included 19 Hopi Indians from the Arizona Territory that resisted government attempts to assimilate them.
Yes. I hate people.
Yes.
Not the Native Americans. I'm hating what we did.
What we did.
Yeah,
I agree. And also American soldiers fighting in the Philippine-American War who joined the Filipino cause in 1900. So they're trying to defend my people, man.
I know.
And they're put in prison.
I know.
Sad. Okay. 1907. Prisoners were used to build what was the largest reinforced concrete structure in the world. This was finished in 1912, and the workers who built it became its first inmates.
Okay. So this is hilarious to me that you're using inmates to build the prison, because
Which
I'm
is,
like,
again, a very normal thing for back then.
right?
Yeah.
It is. But like, what's hilarious to me is I'm like, if I were building my
build
own
like
prison,
a secret.
yes,
like,
absolutely.
yeah,
You
totally.
would build tunnels.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yep.
would build, like, make this wall weak, because
Yes,
you
you'd
would
make
know.
a rock week. Yeah.
Right?
I would
Wouldn't
do
you?
that. I would.
I would.
I'd try. Yeah.
I would try. Yeah.
And be like, oh, if they found it, be like, oh, I'm stupid. I'm
like,
a prisoner.
I don't know how to build
yeah,
things. I'm not a carpenter.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Now, the capacity was 312 prisoners, and the 3-story cell house included 4 main cell blocks, A through D. There was also the warden's office, a visitation room, a library, and barbershop. The rooms were roughly 9 by 5 feet.
Ooh.
9 by
tiny.
5.
And how many people were in the room?
Just
With
one
just
at
one
first.
at first, and then
You know what happens.
I know.
D block housed the worst inmates, and there was also a dining hall and kitchen. Okay. 1934, the prison became a maximum security federal prison, also known as the Rock, believing it to be escape proof and America's most secure prison.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yep.
Okay.
No, it's a good movie. Did you watch? Have you seen the movie?
A long time ago.
Yeah,
A
because
long
it
time
was like
ago.
in the 90s.
I was making
That's
fun
forever
of you
ago.
with the Rock.
I know. Okay, the reason why this is funny is, hi, my husband. I love you very much, but there's an ongoing joke in my house that whenever I see Dwayne the Rock Johnson,
That's your
I
celebrity
giggle.
crush?
Yeah, he's my celebrity
He's
crush. And I
just
giggle.
a big dude. Like, I can't believe how muscular he is.
I think he's funny and he's goofy,
hilarious.
and so that's why I
love
giggle.
Jumanji. It's one of my favorite movies.
Right?
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
He's great.
Yeah.
Okay. And back to Alcatraz. So they began to bring in more serious criminals, right?
Yeah.
So Machine Gun Kelly, who, if you don't know, I'm sure you do, but
Is married to Megan Fox.
no. Okay. He was a bootlegger, small-time bank robber, and kidnapper. Okay, cool. Robert Stroud, aka the Birdman of Alcatraz. He was a criminal and convicted murderer who began studying birds and even published a book, Stroud's Digest on the Diseases of Birds, which was actually a big contribution to ornithology. So that's why he's called Birdman.
Interesting.
Crazy, right? And Al Capone. Yes, you know him, American gangster. I'm sure you all know him. And he actually comes up in part 2 as well. So they began bringing the worst of the worst, calling it the last resort prison, as these prisoners were deemed unable to rehabilitate and moved from other prisons. So,
Interesting.
there we go.
So even the Birdman.
He moved all over. Yeah, he was crazy. But then he was just got
what?
smart. Yeah, it's weird. So prisoners that were able to work were actually employed by big companies such as the Model Industries Building and New Industries Building. And they were also actively involved in providing for the military and jobs such as sewing and woodwork and performing various maintenance and laundry chores. So they were put to work. Cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, they made
Give
money.
him an
It's crazy.
occupation.
Yeah.
Give him something to do.
Yeah. But that was at the surface, as Alcatraz was infamously known as one of the toughest prisons in America because they experienced brutality and inhumane conditions. So the first inmate to commit suicide was Edward Woodkey on a November 13th, 1937. With the meanest of the mean, there was bloodshed between inmates, right? Because they're all just crazy
Yeah.
and they want to fight. So December 3rd, 1940, Henry Young stabbed fellow inmate Rufus McCain. And his attorneys claimed Young shouldn't be held responsible because he was subjected to, quote unquote, cruel and unusual punishment by prison guards prior to the act. But Young was convicted of manslaughter and his sentence was extended by a few years, but Alcatraz's reputation was further known by the public. And this was Young, the guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's so weird. Like,
Right?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Okay, hitting my mic. May 2nd through 4th, 1946, the Battle of Alcatraz happened. This was crazy, okay? So multiple inmates attempted to escape, but failed miserably. So Bernard Coy was in charge of the plan, and he concocted it because he was the cell house orderly, which gave him freedom to move around the male cell block. Yeah, he noticed there were many flaws in the prison's security, like the prison's officer was on a very set routine, so it was predictable where he'd be and where the gun gallery would be unobserved.
Oh.
Okay. Him, along with Marvin Hubbard, Joseph Kretzer, and Clarence Carnes, were involved in the main plan. Then Sam Shockley and Mirren Thompson joined the group once the plan went into motion. Now, things were working out for Coy and his group until they tried to get to the yard door open. So they were able to figure all this out. The lock jams, and they were trapped. So their plan couldn't go off with a hitch because that one main door,
stuck, yep,
locked up. So a few inmates retreated. They're like, nope, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. Can't do this. But Coy thought to fire at officers in the neighboring watchtowers, and Kretzer was urged to kill hostage prison guards because they locked them into cells in case they testified against them. So they were able to round up a bunch of guards, like 10 of them, put them into some cells, and they wanted him to fire at them. Like, because they're trapped. And they're like, no witnesses.
Yeah.
Right? 5 were wounded, 3 seriously, and one of those died. So one of these hostages wrote down all the names of the convicts involved. He's like, I'm going to make sure once we get out, we know who to point fingers at. Okay?
Yeah, so he turned a rat. He became a rat.
No, the hostages. So one of the officers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
He was in there. He was keeping track. Okay. 6 p.m., a squad of armed officers entered the gun cage but were shot at by the convicts. Harold Stites was killed and 4 others wounded. Then they cut the electricity. So this is crazy. Now, at 8 p.m., officers were able to get in, find the hostages, and get them out so that they were able to open fire on the inmates. But they thought they were in the D block, but were actually in the main cell house. So they were like firing at nothing.
Oh.
Whoops. Marines came in, were able to get the armed convicts into a corner. They were then able to drop grenades to force them into a utility corridor where they could be cornered. May 3rd at 12, convicts tried to make a deal. They called them out, but prison warden Johnston was like, no, you're just going to surrender. We're not going to make any deals with you. That night, the Marines fired a constant fusillade at the cell block until 9 p.m. The next morning, armed officers rushed into the cell house, firing repeatedly, and repeated this constantly. They would go in and out, keep firing. By 9:40 on May 4th, officers found the bodies of Kretzer, Coy, and Hubbard. So they were shot, because they kept shooting at them.
Yeah.
So that was the Battle of Alcatraz.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just like
tons of people died from it. They didn't get out. So much carnage.
Never give up, never surrender. But no,
don't. Yeah, you
give up and surrender. So the ones that were like, and I'm out of this,
they were fine. They had to. They were put into court and everything, but
because they were part of it. Yeah.
But they backed out, so they didn't. I mean, they're already in jail. I'm sure their sentences were extended. So
yeah.
Now the cost associated with the upkeep of such a large prison on an island. For example, having to transport fresh water to and waste away from it costs so much money.
Oh my gosh. Right? I bet.
Like boats.
Oh my gosh.
So it resulted in the shutdown of Alcatraz on March 21st of 1963. From 1969 to 1971, Native American activists occupied Alcatraz Island, protesting the U.S. government's ongoing economic, social, and political neglect of Native Americans. So they took their stand on that island.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So cool.
Good.
I don't know if anything resulted from it. Yeah. But 1972, the prison and grounds became part of the newly established Golden Gate National Recreation Area. So now it's open to the public. Yay.
It's a recreational area. Come play in the prison.
Come play on the island.
Oh, no.
All right. Many claim that Alcatraz Island is one of the most haunted places in the world. Even when the prison was still open, guards would claim to hear phantom cannon and gunshots, accompanied by screams that were so loud and real that they would send these seasoned guards to the ground, thinking that prisoners had escaped and had obtained weapons. After they took cover, the guards would cautiously look around, but nothing and no one was there.
Oh, what?
So residual...
that's
fire
nuts.
and war and guns and stuff. They were still there. And creepy, right?
Yeah. There was so much energy around that it stays. It's residual. Wow.
Especially with so much of that negative energy.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm sure that if they put the worst of the worst there, I can only imagine like how much psychosis and
that brain patterns of craziness and
right,
just anger and fear and
just overtaking everything.
Yeah. Another often reported experience from the prison guards was that when they would walk by the deserted laundry room, they swore they could smell smoke as if something was on fire. They would investigate further to find black smoke billowing, and so they would have to leave the room.
What?
But then just a couple minutes later, they would come back again and the room was completely smoke-free with no source of burning or fire.
What?
Yeah.
How? What?
Spooky, right? Just like weird. Random occurrences of black smoke.
Oh, what?
Frickin' A.
That's weird.
I would be so scared. I would no laundry.
Like fire.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
But
no.
never mind. Sorry.
That's weird.
Yeah. Many reports come in about cell blocks A, B, and C about hearing unnerving sounds of moaning and crying, which I think could be, again, another residual thing in this space, right?
Yeah, yeah.
People hear mysterious screams, running footsteps, and loud crashing sounds. In cell block C in particular is where those 3 inmates that tried to escape in 1946 died. And many national park employees claim it's 100% haunted right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're still trying to escape, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're just stuck.
Oh, man.
They will hear strange clanging noises start out of nowhere in the middle of the night in the empty corridor. But as soon as a watchman opens the door, the sounds stop. Spooky. Also in 1984, Ranger and night watchman Rex Norman was startled by the sound of a weighty steel door swinging wildly in cell block C.
What?
When he ran to the door, it completely stopped and stood still. However, the next night, the same thing happened. And then the next night. Yeah.
What?
Norman was not alone experiencing strange phenomenon. The whole park system ended up bringing in psychic Sylvia Brown to Alcatraz on September 10th, 1984.
They're like, what is going on here?
What is happening?
Yeah.
With her was a CBS News team. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Brown described a tall man with a bald head and small beady eyes. With her was ex-convict Leon Thompson, who came forward as soon as she said that. And he stated, I remember Butcher. He was a hitman with Murder Incorporated before they caught him. His name was A.B. Maldowitz, but we called him Butcher. Another prisoner killed him here in the laundry room.
No.
During a seance, Brown tried to convince the Butcher's ghost to leave the prison, but the ghost refused.
It's like, no.
I'm here. I'm stuck. Park personnel have often heard voices and screams of the inmates who were often secured to a table until they were calmed down. They also hear voices in the old mess hall.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, the most notorious haunted cell is 14D, which is where they would put the rebellious inmates in for total isolation. And it was commonly referred to as the hole. Another common thing in these prisons.
The hole.
The
Yeah.
hole.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, Ruth McCain was isolated in this cell for 3 years after an escaped attempt.
Gosh.
And as soon as he was released, he stabbed another inmate to death, but was acquitted, apparent on the grounds that cell 14D had done irreparable damage to his psyche.
Well, yeah, you cannot be alone for 3 years. You cannot be alone for that long. You're going to
mess up.
You mess up.
We
You
talk
cannot
about this
do that.
again in another
solitary
prison.
confinement
It's the wrong thing.
Oh my gosh.
Here, visitors claim to feel a raw coldness envelop the entire room as if more than one spirit is still lingering. Some have even reported seeing a ghostly figure in the cell. Another inmate was thrown into 14D for violence towards other inmates and prison guards. Immediately, this inmate began screaming that someone was in the hole with him and that he had glowing eyes.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. His screams were ignored as they continued well into the night. After the guards went in to retrieve him, he was found dead. Some think natural causes, but some say murder. Apparently, there was still a terrible expression on his face and noticeable handprints around his throat.
Oh no.
And the autopsy revealed the strangulation was not self-inflicted.
What?
How do you explain that?
Oh. I don't like it.
How do you explain that? Oh my God.
I can't. I'm having one of those reactions.
She's having a panic laugh attack.
crying and laughing. And this is, oh my gosh. I don't like that, Nicole. Because
scary.
I'm sure, okay.
She's
so
crying.
I know. This poor person. I mean, that is
no
the
one's listening
worst
to him.
way. No, because they're like, whatever, you're in the hole.
Yeah, you did wrong, so you got to stay in here.
And so I'm sure they're just like listening to him
Yeah.
and just being like, okay, well, do whatever you got to do, man. Because like you're
not
going
coming out.
crazy. You're not coming out. And they wouldn't help him. And he died not of his own hand, but of strangulation from the yellow-eyed demon that's in there with him. And I don't like any of that.
But see, okay, so here's the flip side.
Okay.
It is scary. But who knows? Because maybe a guard did go in there to shut him up and no one said anything.
Oh.
So no investigation was ever made, but no one ever admitted to strangling the prisoner.
Well, okay.
So
I'm like, that calmed me down some.
have you seen Gothica? Did we talk about that movie?
No.
Okay, we'll have to watch that. Maybe that's our next one for this, because that'll make sense on this whole episode here. Okay, so then there is the last strip cell known as the Oriental, where prisoners were met with the most severe punishment they could assign. The cell was extremely dark and steel encased as to deprive prisoners of all peripheral senses and contain no sink or toilet, just a small hole in the floor.
Oh,
yeah.
That is.
They would literally
torture, man.
strip the prisoner naked in the cell, were given barely any food, and then confined in a pitch black, cold environment. A sleeping mattress was allowed at night, but then the guards would come in and remove it at dawn every morning.
That's cruel.
Yeah.
That is so cruel.
Prisoners were subjected to this cruel punishment for only 1 to 2 days only, but thank God it wasn't longer. Now, a former guard who worked at Alcatraz in the 1940s claimed most guards that worked in this area would see the ghostly presence of a man dressed in the late 1800s prison attire walking along the hallway next to the strip cells.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's still there.
Ooh.
Now, supposedly, another infamous ghost on Alcatraz Island is that of the lady in green.
Ooh, in green.
Lady in green.
We rarely hear about a lady in green.
Not white.
Usually gray, white, or red,
Yeah.
but never green.
Never green.
Interesting.
She is often seen in the washroom of the former apartment of the prison warden. She is described as a woman in her 40s with brown hair and wearing a green dress. Now, some believe it was the wife of a prison warden who committed suicide on the island.
The wife did or the warden did?
The wife.
Oh.
When scourging the internet for this, I did find that a sergeant's wife committed suicide on the island, but this was before Alcatraz was a prison.
Oh, okay. So back when it was like military
Yes.
still. Okay. Interesting.
But I also found that Captain William D. Dietz shot and murdered his wife on January 28th, 1891, and then killed himself with the same weapon in that same home.
Oh,
So it could be her. Could be any one of these
because
women.
she was murdered. And,
Yep. And
then-
restless. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
So-
the other one committed suicide. But
So who knows?
depending upon the style of the dress, like.
Right. So the wife, the wife was young. I think she was 20s. So it could have been the sergeant's wife because they think she's a little bit older. Yeah.
Oh.
So who knows though? Okay. Then remember Birdman Stroud?
Yes.
Yeah. His ghost haunts the island.
Oh.
So he's been haunting apparently since 1963 when he passed.
Woo.
Yeah. Visitors claim to see a man that looks exactly like Stroud in and around the former hospital, which is where he spent most of his time at the prison. There you go. He's around. Al Capone is said to haunt his old cell, which was number 181. Because of good behavior, Capone was allowed a banjo in which he played with the Alcatraz prison band, the Rock Islanders. Yeah.
That's
Fun, right? They would play regular concerts on Sundays for other inmates, but visitors have reported hearing banjo playing from the old cell.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's a happier
I know.
haunt.
I like
guess.
that one.
Yeah, I like that one too, right? The banjo music would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, then back to that old warden's home. Since the 1940s, apparitions have been seen at this site from legendsofamerica.com. During a Christmas party at Warden Johnston's, several guards told the story of a ghostly man who suddenly appeared before them wearing a gray suit, brimmed cap, and sporting mutton chop sideburns.
Nice.
Yeah. As the startled guards stared at the apparition, the room suddenly turned very cold, and the fire in the Ben Franklin stove was extinguished.
Uh-oh.
Less than a minute later, the spirit vanished. So people were like, we saw all of them, multiple witnesses.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Even the island's lighthouse is spooky.
Ooh.
Apparently, the first keeper, James A. King, was found dead under mysterious circumstances.
Uh-oh.
There are still reports of seeing a ghostly figure ascending the spiral staircase.
Ooh.
Okay, and crazy enough, on foggy nights, guards and visitors have reported seeing the old lighthouse suddenly appear, accompanied by an eerie whistling sound and a flashing green light that makes its way slowly around the island. And then, as quickly as it appears, the old lighthouse vanishes.
Oh, so that's like, cool.
Just
So
reappears.
the lighthouse is a ghost.
Yes.
Oh.
Or it's like a weird time warp or something, but crazy,
that's called
right?
A glitch in the matrix.
Yes. Glitch in the matrix. Now, lastly, again on legendsofamerica.com, a reader posted this really creepy story on their visit to Alcatraz. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
Myself, my daughter, and her college friend toured Alcatraz in July. The attached photo was taken with a phone camera from my daughter's friend. She refused to keep it on her phone. If you look closely, a woman is sitting in the driver's seat of the truck. When this picture was taken, there was no one in that truck. I know because I love classic cars and trucks and was waiting for my turn to take a photo. I was off to the rear left of the truck. There was a mother-daughter off directly to the left of the truck, and my daughter had gone ahead. The truck was a display, and I believe it belonged to one of the wardens. Can you tell me, did you ever hear of there being any female ghosts on Alcatraz? This photo shook me, my daughter, and her friend.
Is she wearing a green dress? Oh, I got chills. Oh, you can't see her dress. Oh, wait. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. She's wearing green, I think.
I can't tell, but that is clearly a woman sitting in the truck.
100%,
right?
as like clear as day.
Clear
there
as
is
day.
a woman sitting in the truck, and it's not like
it's not even right behind the
and it's not
wheel.
not somebody that's standing.
No,
there.
it's in the truck.
Because you know how sometimes like if you take a picture, you can see somebody
their,
through the window
or
whatever, and they're not. She is in the truck.
Yep.
There's no question about that.
She's right behind the mirror, and then she's right in front of the bar in the back.
Yeah, yeah. There's 100% a person sitting
in
the back seat of the truck.
In the back seat.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that
Why?
crazy?
What?
So the woman, it's got to be one of those women.
What?
Maybe she's trying to get off the island and she's like waiting for a ride. Like the hitchhiking ghost. Oh my God.
That's good.
Creepy,
That's
right?
Good. I like this.
So that was Alcatraz. So we have to go.
Okay.
I think that would be our good
Yeah,
next
we'll have
stop.
to go and then like take tons of pictures, and maybe we'll catch something this time. Maybe it
would
won't
love
just be
to.
touched by.
I want to explore everything slowly.
I know. Okay.
Knowing what's happening there.
I know. Oh my gosh. If any of you guys have been to a haunted prison, or if you guys want us to cover one, let us know. You can email us at theominousstitch@gmail.com. You can also jump over to any of our social media accounts and talk to us there. We love talking to our stitchers.
We do.
So drop a line and we'll say hi. You can also go over to podbean.com. That is where we host our little podcast for you guys, and see any show notes, see all these creepy pictures that Nicole has. You tell us if that's the warden's wife.
Yeah, I'm going to post that.
Yeah. And you can also click on the little red button,
Yay!
which is our favorite thing in the world, and become a patron today.
Patrons.
We love our patrons. We send them stuff.
Yep.
We have patron episodes. So if you guys want more of us, those episodes are really fun. We have one dropping soon.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that, patrons.
Cool.
And
yeah, don't forget there's a part 2.
oh yeah, there's a part 2 of this. So I can't wait to find out more.
A few more.
Because there's so many haunted prisons.
Dude.
There's so much energy.
So much residual bad energy.
And crazy energy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's a great place for demons. I really think it was a demon that killed that guy.
Could be.
It could have also been a prison guard, but like, I don't know. It's more fun to think it was a demon.
It's more fun. I love that.
Oh, man. That was cool. I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear more. But we do have one more thing to do for you guys.
That's right.
So it's movie time. Let's get nefarious.
As you heard us say, this week's movie review is Nefarious. Released in 2023, IMDb rating of 6.4 stars, and the synopsis. On the day of his scheduled execution, a convicted serial killer gets a psychiatric evaluation during which he claims he is a demon, and further claims that before their time is over, the psychiatrist will commit 3 murders of his own. Prime Video.
Okay. I have issues with this one.
Right?
Okay. I want to know what your issues are first. You're like, right?
You're funny. As I mentioned, this will be spoiler alert town if you have not seen it. So pause it if you want to go watch it and come back. Okay. Because I'm just going to ruin everything.
Yeah. Ruin it. I'm in favor of ruining it.
Yeah, me too. All right. This movie was a B movie, but almost tried to be an A movie.
I mean, the production quality is better than a B movie, but the script writing is
terrible.
Is a B movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they must have not spent a lot of money because there's just a few scenes. Like the whole movie takes place in a like quote unquote prison like room.
Yeah. It's in an interrogation room, and that's pretty much the whole thing. I mean, there's very few other shots.
Yes, so they probably saved a lot of money with that. And then actor-wise, there wasn't that many.
Yeah, there were like 3 main actors.
It reminded me of like a play.
And then a bunch of little extras.
It could have been a play.
It could have been a play.
Right?
Yeah, very much could have been a play.
It was weird. Okay, yeah, so we're going to ruin it. So as the synopsis tells you, the psychiatrist has to go and deem him crazy or not crazy. And depending on what he thinks, he's going to go either get executed that night or saved by insanity.
Yeah. So the actor playing the serial killer was great. I thought he did a really great job switching back and forth between the characters.
Yes.
They were very distinct.
Yeah.
It was very believable.
Right.
I had problems with
the lawyer.
The lawyer was terrible.
I hated him. I
had problems with him. I had problems with a lot of the language that was going on with some of the murders that were going on, because like I'm going to spoil the murders because the murders that he said that he committed, he did not commit them. But anyway, he helped his mom with euthanasia,
right?
Because his mom was terminally sick and was in pain, and they were she was in Oregon,
right?
And so he helped her with doctor-assisted suicide. Now that is a very hot button topic. Mm-hmm. It's a very hot button topic, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Leave it at that.
And then the other one has to do with abortion, another hot button topic.
Exactly.
And I have issues with the way they handled that.
I agree.
I'm going to leave it at that.
I agree with you, and we're going to leave it at that. I like that. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay. And then the third one, obviously, is he sentences him to death, which is what he was there for. But what is that movie? There's another movie very similar where he's, Seven. I haven't seen Seven. Are you going to run it for me?
That's our next movie.
7? Okay.
Holy crap. And you've never seen 7?
No, I've never seen 7. You're like, we should have watched that instead of this.
This will be no. Hey, spoiler alert, everybody. We're going to watch 7 for the next week because you have to watch that movie.
Okay. I haven't seen it. But you know what I watched for the first time?
What?
That made me think, while we were watching this movie, it made me think, I'm like, ooh, if we're doing like multiple personality disorders, we should have watched Split. I watched Split for the first time.
Did you like it?
I did.
Okay. I like the actor, James McAvoy.
He was freaking awesome.
I like him a lot. So
he was like, I liked it because of him.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't like this movie because we are talking about others.
Let's talk about everything else except this movie. Okay, back to Nefarious.
So I had issues with some of the messaging and the way it was delivered. It was effective,
right? Because it had to.
But it was leaning towards a way that it's just like,
and I don't like that.
Go through those topics like that.
I agree. They could have done anything else that made it tie it in with this movie, and they had to touch those. So that was kind of weird to me too. But you're right. The actor, and I forgot his name, but the prisoner was amazing.
He was great. He did such a good job.
Delineating
between the two personalities that he had to convey. The movie was all him. He did a great job.
Yes. Yeah, you're right though.
The lawyer was really like, or not the lawyer, the psychologist was
terrible.
Terrible.
I mean, that's how he's supposed to be portrayed in a way, but I think a better actor could have done better. I don't know. Anyway, it was just he was getting out acted by the prisoner.
Very much out acted.
And yeah, you really hit it on the head. Like, this could have been better. This movie could have been better. This could have been written better. Mm-hmm. And I do like the concept that it's this soul that's been inhabited by this demon. And he does touch up on cool, things that are patterns with demonology.
It furthers my point going back to...
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to talk about that. Yes. Frailty, your favorite movie.
Uh-huh. It furthers my point.
There is a soul in there. Yes. Okay, Angela. Yes. Okay.
You can't kill the demon. You're just killing the person. It's not killing the demon. The demon just jumps to another host. That's all they can do. That's all they can do. So
anyway, back to Nefarious.
That's why I'm not going to give this one a 0.
Not negative points. The ending was kind of funny. Obviously, like, you can't get rid of a demon. That's where it ties into that movie Fallen. Do you remember that movie? I liked this kind of moved with that. Do you remember? Like, you just can't kill a demon.
You can't kill a demon.
No. They're going to move around. But anyway, how many stitches would you give it?
2.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tie you on that.
Cause like the main actor was great. He was great. He acted his butt off, and it made me be able to watch the movie.
Sure.
Some of the subject matter was not handled.
It could have been better.
And yes, they made it very uncomfortable on purpose, but like it definitely had a slant and a lean to it, and it was problematic.
I agree.
We'll do that.
Okay, I like that.
And then
problematic.
And then
it's a like Angela said, hot button topics that you don't need to touch them to make a good movie. I'm sorry. So there you go.
Yeah. If you're going to try to make people think about their feelings on those topics, you can't give it a huge slant in one direction.
Yes, exactly.
Which is what they did in this movie.
And okay, it does make you think, because then maybe, how the only saving grace for me was demons lie.
Oh yeah, demons lie.
So that's where I think he could have pushed the buttons and saying no. He was giving both.
He was trying. Yeah, he was really trying to make the doctor rethink his choices and do what he wants. He's a master manipulator, and that was the whole point.
So there you go. He could have been lying the whole time. So
yeah, but I don't know. We don't need to do a saving grace on that,
right? I know. But if you bring it, The Exorcist, when she's possessed, right, and she's talking to the priest, she's like, "Your mother's in here," right? Like trying to convince the priest that he killed his mom. Same kind of situation. Like, why did you leave me?
Yeah. Oh, and then the clergyman, when he brings the clergyman, the clergyman is like, "We don't believe in demons anymore." I'm like, BS.
Who are you to call that? Like, again, that's Catholicism. Anyway, no.
Okay.
We're not gonna go down that road.
We have issues, people. We have issues.
It was about a 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Stitches. I stitched to this movie.
Yeah, I did too.
Because all they do is talk.
Yeah, they talk. You don't have to watch.
No.
So you can absolutely crochet.
Yeah.
So if you want something on in the background that's going to upset you at points.
You just like to be upset.
They push the point past making you think about how you feel about issues to just pissing you off about the issues.
There you go. I like that.
And
Okay.
But yeah, you can absolutely crochet to it because you don't have to watch it.
No, don't watch it.
All right, guys. Well, we've reached the end of another amazing episode. Take us Stitch. And I don't know. I can't wait for chapter 2. Chapter 2, part 2.
Chapter 2 is great too.
Okay, whatever. I can't wait till part 2. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And until next time, we'll see you, Stitchers.
See you, Stitchers.